Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Shannon Ogden with the latest from Denver 7. Colorado lawmakers are being met with a wave of backlash as they attempt to make it more difficult for parents to get out of vaccinating their children. Denver 7's Jennifer Kowaleski is separating fact from fiction.
Measles will come to this state, and when it does, you will hear from us.
This bill is not supporting and empowering us parents who know what's best for our children.
Parents for and against on pins and needles, clashing over a bill to make it harder to opt their kids out of required vaccines.
When I've seen parents claim vaccines cause this, vaccines cause that, the science does not support those claims.
Let's step out of the fiery debate and into fact. Here's what the bill does. It creates a formal process for how parents can opt their children out of vaccines, essentially adding a few more hoops to jump through in hopes of increasing Colorado's low vaccine rates. Parents would have to go in person to a state health office with a filled-out form. After the first time, they can file the form online each year. The proposal does not get rid of the personal belief or religious exemption. The bill's sponsor says no one will be denied, and those worried about having their information in a state database will have the option to opt out.
Let me tell you some things this bill does not do. It does not mandate vaccines. Let me say that again. It does not mandate vaccines.
Representative Kyle Mullica is the guy leading this crusade. The freshman lawmaker, ER nurse and dad, says it's about solving a problem and preventing an outbreak.
This bill is about one thing, and that is safety. Nothing less and nothing more. The facts are our state is last in our kindergarten vaccination rates, and we are at a risk for an outbreak.
Opponents argue this is about parental choice and see the process as a form of harassment.
I cannot agree with signing any standardized form with verbiage I don't agree with and that tries to put guilt and blame on a parent simply for protecting their child.
That was Jennifer Kowaleski reporting, and you will be able to find her 360 report Monday night on Denver 7 News at 10. We'll also post that 360 on our streaming app for Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Roku. We want to know what you think about this. Please email us 360@thedenverchannel.com. You can also send us a message on Facebook or Twitter. Well, the first major test of the Central 70 project has come and gone, but we do have some smaller changes you'll need to get ready for. The next thing you'll notice is on Colorado Boulevard at I-70. So at the moment, there's this tight loop ramp that can be kind of tricky for drivers, certainly dangerous at high speeds. Friday night, that will be replaced with a turn signal. Changes like this will eventually become the norm. The project will wrap up, knock on wood, in 2022. Well, documents obtained by Denver 7 suggest there were warning signs in the weeks before an Aurora dean allegedly brought a gun to school. Today, that man, Tashar Ray, appeared in court for his third arrest in 2 weeks. Ray is accused of bringing a gun onto the Aurora West College Prep campus and threatening to shoot the kneecaps off 2 administrators. Well, tonight, we have an arrest warrant showing that may not have been the first time he threatened a co-worker. It describes Ray being at his home with a colleague, high on cannabis edibles, and then firing a gun right next to his coworker. That coworker did not report that to police. Well, as you might know, daycare is in high demand around here, so much so that Arapahoe County is considering loosening restrictions on fire alarms and sprinkler systems to allow more providers. Denver 7's Thomas Hoppo has the story.
Come over here and watch, kiddos. Georgie and Way. I know you're I've had them since birth, those two, so they're a little spunkier than my others.
Amy Wolf has been running her own daycare for 10 years.
I did it right out of college. I've always been doing it, and I think that the early education is really important.
Tommy's Daycare is what she calls it, and it has everything. A playground and even chickens for her kids.
I am licensed for 6, and I typically have 6 every day.
What she also has is a wait list that's more than 20 kids long. And with daycare in such high demand, so are some of the regulations at Arapahoe County when it comes to home daycares. According to Joe Richards with Public Works.
Beyond 5 children, the homes need to be sprinklered, and there's a whole bunch of criteria, almost like a commercial building.
I mean, I have a fire alarm system and a carbon monoxide and fire extinguishers like my licensing requires, but I don't have a fire sprinkler system in the home, no. I'm a single mom, and a $3,000 financial burden makes a difference between me staying open and closing.
Now Public Works is proposing a resolution to the sprinkler code.
What we were going to do here is limit that to a total of 12 before sprinklers and the commercial building code would kick in.
In Centennial.
It really makes a difference between 6 families in Centennial and Arapahoe County having care.
Thomas Hoppo, Denver 7.
All right, from the First Alert Weather Center, here's a look at your forecast. like close one eye and it's perfect. We're going to end out the work week in lovely fashion, but I'm afraid the weekend of Easter is looking a little cool and rainy, but let's not focus on that just yet. This has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thank you for watching. We'll have another one later tonight, and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Shannon Ogden.